Tip number 6. Know when and how to intervene. Students' participation and levels of engagement in online group work or discussion may vary from time to time. Some students can be very active, while others are disengaged. It can be difficult to know when and how to deal with this. In Tuckman's model of group development, he suggested that groups of people working together typically go through phases of forming, storming, norming, and then performing. This model is relevant to online groups too. And what this means is that it takes time for groups to start to function well, and your role and your type of intervention needs to change throughout this process. In the beginning, students don't know each other very well and don't have a clear idea what they need to do. So you need to be very clear, and you need to be a lot more directive in terms of the aims of the group activity and how they relate to the intended learning outcomes of the course. After students have got to know each other, the real socialising begins and personalities begin to shine through. In this phase, some students may be overly dominating and others may not engage enough. They can be unsure of their roles, so this needs to be managed or moderated either by you or by delegating this to the discussion leader or the moderator. After a while, the group will start to work more productively. In this case, you don't need to intervene as much, as they can support each other and you can play more of a facilitative role. Finally, you will hopefully have a more cohesive and engaged team who have clear expectations, roles and contributions, and will also look after each other. It's during the first 2 phases especially where you probably need to intervene the most, but don't take this for granted, as it's also possible for the group to re-enter a previous phase, so you need to constantly monitor this situation. To encourage student participation, you can try the following methods. Adjust. This technique involves redefining or altering the way a concept is being described by the students in order to come up with a commonly agreed meaning. This can be helpful when students are disagreeing because they are coming at the material from different perspectives. So you might want to ask one student to explain a concept from their subject specialism or their background, and then ask another student what that concept means to them from their perspective or their area of expertise or interest. Then encourage them to discuss the similarities or differences. This helps to forge links between different ideas and apply concepts to different contexts. Bring students together through their experiences or answers. For instance, Maria, your idea of interdisciplinarity sounds as though it resembles what Oliver just called integrative bridging. Do you agree? Oliver, what do you think? This helps students to discuss concepts more collaboratively and to build upon the contribution and ideas of others. By reiterating and elaborating on the input from a student, you make it easier for the other students to join into the discussion as well. You could then ask one or more students to elaborate further or share their own experiences on the topic. Finally, be yourself and be honest and open with the students. Evaluate the functioning of the group with them and ask them for their feedback while also providing your own observations, and together you can work out how to move forwards. No group is ever the same, and there are no hard or fast, black or white rules for what works or not. We hope that some of these tips will be useful to you, but essentially it's time and experience that will help most of all. Good luck.